Boom, boom. This is Skinner. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, so we got Solan Reloaded up today, as promised, on with the video. So we do have Ren. She is out, SS plus Ren. So let's go ahead and take a look at that event first. So it's the God of Angels. Um, as I said yesterday, Ren is my favorite character in the game. I used her S version. She was the best tank. That you could really come up with. Only her and her father, Keenan, were the only two tanks that they offered from the S platform. That were, they had a couple in the A plus and in the A's and whatnot. But she was the best tank because she could heal herself. And I'd been bemoaning the fact that we needed a tank. I've been for quite some time. We needed another SS or an SS plus tank. Finally getting her is excellent. So she is SS plus. So the event's going to be going on until the 10th. So it's a pretty standard event. Now, this event's very important for a couple of reasons. First reason it's important is because it gives you the first shards for Bryn, of course, but it also gives you the final shards that you need to actually complete Bow. So you have to really look at what they're doing because you're Bow's not, they don't have the 20 bow shards. Okay, I like what they're doing here. They're actually giving you a chest. Okay, the of 20 shards for either bow or for tank, so you can get either or. So don't mix that up. It's right here. So you should be able to complete bow today. I have completed her, and I've already worked on leveling her up this morning. So I'll show you that here shortly. But you want to purchase just about everything in this particular set, simply because of the fact, how much is that? That's pretty high, but I'm going to go ahead and take it. Simply because all this stuff is good. You might not want to do this unless you're a brand new player. That might be something you want to look at. So we've got the 50 shards for bow. Okay, 20 shards for Tang, or for 50 shards for Ren, and then 20 shards for Tang or Bow, depending on which one. And then, S shards, which are used to level up your SSs or SS buses. And then we got some direct experience and some more shards down here. So this is a very, very good setup. So you want to get all that stuff. They got some other stuff inside of here that you want to look at. Now, second thing, you want to do your normal mode. You should be doing 100 a day. Okay, every single day, simply for the festival rewards. But doing those again are doubly important because now you get another 50 shards, or I'm sorry, 40 shards for Ren. So you definitely want to do that as well. Okay, so you want to do it also because of the festival, and you want to get all of these shards as well because all that stuff is needed. So this is an excellent event. So if we go into Soul Masters, we will now see that I do actually have Bow, and I was able to take her up. I went ahead and leveled her up to 83, and just broke through all of her armor. I've already got her up to red. If you're doing 100, if you're using your 100 stamina a day, you're going to accumulate a ton of materials. Those materials just sit in your bag, but they're there for a reason. So that when you get a new character, you can bring this new character up fairly high in just 30 minutes. That's about all it took for me to do this to Bow. I just put some of the stuff I have on her. I'll be probably regenerating Chen, simply because of the fact that I now have another player, and it's going to be another 4 levels actually, before I can actually use another character. By that time, we should have Ren out. So this is Bow right here. And as you can see, I've got her done. Ren is now in the set if you want to look at her, but I showed you in the video yesterday. If you go to the Facebook page, you can get a little bit better idea of her. But here she is. She's a tank, of course. She's got the skills that we need for this. If you want to make, it good. It's the assault skill that she has. It's an assault skill that you want that allows her to actually shoot fast into and engage extremely fast. So That is what we're going to be looking for in her. So we've got 90 shards for her now. Okay, so we need 40 more as always. Okay, that's the standard. There'll be two events. We'll have another angel event uh, for her specifically, and we'll probably be able to get another god of angels. We'll get 20 more shards. Okay, bringing her up to 110. The same they did with Bo. And then another event will come out. It will either be another God of Angels event, or it will be the next character that they're going to come out with. I don't think they'll be coming out with another character that fast. We're probably going to be seeing another month and a half or so before they come out with another character. But there'll be probably then another God of Angels to get the final 20 to be able to make Ren, and you want to utilize her. Now, so she will be your second tank. So you want to, when you get her, you want to bring her up immediately. Now I've been getting some people asking me why I have not been focusing and bringing up, uh, you know, these characters right here. Well, the reason is simple. The game, the developers made it clear that they're not going to be coming out with any more SS characters. Okay, no more S characters, no more SS characters. Pretty much everything that they enter from here on out is going to be SS plus. So at the rate we're going, we'll be having SS plus characters, and on your primary team will be all SS plus, and your backup team will be all SS plus and SS, and your remaining slots will be SS. So there's really no need to be focusing on um, SS characters until you've taken care of all your SS plus characters. Okay, so we've got Tang now. So the second one is of course uh, Bo, and then we're going to have Ren. So we almost have a full main team right there of SS plus characters. Um, so TN will probably end up being relegated, unfortunately, to second team once I get Red maxed out, because she's going to be my primary tank. She's my favorite character, so she's going to be my primary tank either way. But she's an SS plus character, so she's going to be slightly better than the 10. And with that angelic assault skill, which allows her to instantly. That's the biggest problem that tanks have, is they have to run halfway across the screen while taking heavy fire to get to their melee positioning. Clear Sky has the ability to teleport, which allows him to jump in quicker, so he can jump out and back in fairly quickly, which allows him for a little bit of survivability. But he's not a tank, so he just doesn't have the capability to do what Tien does. He does outlast. Tang does outlast Tien on the Treant. So he's an SS plus. He's got higher stats and he's maxed out. So of course he's going to last longer. He usually he tanks it. But probably 10 seconds left, everybody's dead, and then he handles, and he does not die until the event actually ends usually. So, and that's not surprising. But he's an SS plus character, so you can imagine that the SS plus Ren tank is going to be a little bit better than the Tien tank. So you're probably looking at Clear Sky, Bo and Ren, and Chen. I'm sorry, Yen, because you need a healer, as the main team, and then you're probably going to see Tien, Chen, Tang San, and probably Oscar on the second team, because you need a healer. So you're going to have two teams with a tank, two attackers, or crowd control, whichever you prefer, and a healer. And that's what you need, and that's what you got. So unfortunately, these characters right here are not going to be as important, and so I don't see the need to focus on them. I'm going to bring up Bo. She'll be my focus right now, and when Ren comes out, she'll be my focus. If I get, I should have Bo done. Considering how far I've got her up already, I'll have her done next week. It's just a matter of making some choices about what I want to do, but I'll focus on her for the next few days consistently. Just getting her and bringing her up what I have right now, I've already brought up to 402 for 400. So yeah, it's useful. But and I'll be rolling her into the main team as I bring her up. But I want to go ahead and save the mats simply because of the fact that I'm going to be using them on her and Ren when it comes out. Ren is the most important character at this point. So getting Ren is very important because she's going to be the tank. Uh, and we need another one. We've only got one, so we need another one. Um, uh, they should have actually. I would have preferred that they had Ren right now instead of Bo, and then Bo afterwards. But they matched up the fusion. So that's one thing that you will note now. You should have all of your main team fusion should be complete because Bo actually completed the fusion uh, for tank. So you should have all of your fusions complete now, except for Bo. But I haven't put Bo in the main team yet. Now Bo's you've got one part of her actual fusion, and the other part we of course is going to be Ren once Ren is completed. So you'll be able to once you get Ren that'll make Bo. So you should have a full. Now then we've got Ren. Now Ren, you're only going to have one position on her, which is the SS that they've already got SS plus they've already racked out. So we'll have to wait and see what's next. Um, it's probably I don't know what it's going to be. It's probably going to be another attacker. However, I would not be surprised if it was another healer. And because we do not at this point have an SS plus healer. So but we've got INSS who is like an awesome healer. I can imagine what an SS plus healer would do. That would just be fascinating. And when they do that, we will of course have a full team. We'll have that SS plus healer that they give us. We'll have Clear Sky. We'll have Bo, and we'll have Ren. So we'll have everything we need for a full SS plus team. So it would not be surprise me if it was a healer, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was another attacker. But we'll have to wait and see exactly what they come out with. But yeah, it's good. So definitely get in there for that event. So other events going on, really nothing much, as of course they want everybody to focus on the God of Angels. But so they've cleared out the time limited events. Pretty much nothing much left going on in there. As is the same with this. Just purchase it up. These have been up for quite some time now. This is stuff that back in and re-entering it. If you haven't checked it, I completed all this stuff back when I originally did the game. So none of this stuff. This is just, I guess, if some people who didn't complete, I guess they're giving you a second team chance to complete it. If you didn't complete it the first time around. Weekly fun. Just make sure you claim that on a daily basis. Boost silver treasure. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, there are 40 shards for her inside of here. So you can complete her today. I think you can complete her today. Yeah, you can complete her today. You should have 90 shards. And this will be the remaining shards completer for 30. Plus you get 40 IN chest and of course 1800. It's an IN selection chest. Not just IN, but it's got pretty much everybody in it. Except for Tang Heo, of course, because he's an SS+. But it has all the SS's in it. So that was what they're talking about. So yeah, it's pretty much standard event. The wording was a little bit crazy on the Facebook page yesterday, so it seemed like they were going to do something different. But as near as I could tell, they really haven't used anything different. So it just the way they had it phased out, it looked like there was going to be different options. I don't know. I don't think they've. I think they've entered Blue Silver Treasure. I think that has had shards for the SS Plus character before, but I don't remember. But that was what they were talking about on the Facebook page. So it was Ayen's Treasure. This is Blue Silver Treasure. It's actually Ayen's Treasure because it's the main thing they focus on. Because she's Blue Silver is her domain and what she majors in from the healing standpoint. So that's good. It's really good. So yeah, get in there, get that. Make sure you get the 90. You got 3 days. Make sure that you do the 100. It's very important that you do the 100. Okay, because this is the remaining 40 shards. If you don't do that, you will not be able to get her at the within the next couple of weeks. They'll have, just like they did for Bo right here, as I said, in a couple of weeks they give us what we needed, and they have And they're going to do the same thing for Ren. But if you don't participate in those and get all of those shards, because they only give you 20 per set, okay, you're going to get two more events that's going to have 20 in each. That'll give you just enough to make her. So you need to do the normal mode to get those extra 40. Otherwise, you're going to come up short, and then you're going to have to wait for the fates, as they say, to appear and actually bring out some more of her shards. They do, you know, they will bring out more of her shards after the initial. But it's only going to be in increments of 20s and 30s. So if you don't get those 40 shards, it might be 3, 4, 5 months before you're actually going to be able to complete her. Um, it's important to take all of the shards when you can. So you've got 3 days. So over the course of 3 days, you just need to do 100 times. And if you're using your stamina, that should be very easy. That's not difficult at all. I used all of the stamina for today. The 100 plus, just bringing Bo up to where she's at. So it should be very easy for you to do that. Yeah. So go ahead and get Bo in that chest. Focus on her. Bring her up. She's an SS plus, so you want to try to bring her into your main team. I'm holding off on the chest for right now. I'm keeping these in the background because these are going to be used to bring up. These are going to be specifically used to bring up Bo and Red. So I'm not going to be using any of the other shards on any of the SS characters at this point. I want to get Red maxed out. That I think is the key. Bo's important, and she's going to be an attacker, so she's definitely going to do a ton of damage. There's no doubt about that. But Red is having an SS plus tank is just something that you want to make sure that you have. I think that will change the entire course of your PvE and your PvP, especially having an SS plus tank, because there's very few characters that bypass the front. Zoo does, and there's a few others that could do AOE that can go to the back. But as long as you got a tank, they're going to soak up most of the damage and keep them off of your attackers in the back, your attacker and healer. So having an SS plus tank is just something that was needed. So I'm glad they do that. So I'll be focusing completely on Bo. Like I say, I'll have her done before Ren comes out. But if I don't, I would switch to Ren off of Bo to go to Ren to get her finished complete first. Well, I have to do whether or not I bring her up enough to put her in the main team. At this point, I'd probably have to say no, because I want to save a lot of those chests for Ren. So I want to be able to bring up Ren into Sun, 1, 2, 3, 4 Sun. I want to be able to do that fast. So I'm probably going to save most of the shards for Ren when she comes out. Even though Bo is excellent. I mean, if you're a new player, okay. If you're a newer player, you don't have to worry. You want to bring Bo up because Bo's going to do excellent damage. She does a ton of damage just in her S format. So you can imagine what her SS. You can imagine the damage that she's going to throw out. Okay, I mean that's just what she is. If you look at her info, she's AOE damage and counterattack. So she's definitely going to be a primary attacker for anybody that that uses her. So you definitely want to make sure that you want to bring her up because she's going to do more damage than the SS's. Okay, but in terms of what I need, I've already got Clear Sky maxed out, and I've got Chin maxed out. So I've got 2 maxed out attackers. Okay, so having a maxed out tank would be what I would want to do next. There's no use doing 10 because we've got an SS tank coming. So that's why I've been holding off a little bit. I wanted to get 2 attackers simply because of the fact that that's what allows you to progress further into the events in the end game because you need 2 teams, but you always want to have 2 main attackers. And now that I've got these 2 maxed out, the next line it would be an SS plus tank, which is going to be Red, and probably an SS plus healer. Like I say, these are SS characters, so probably from a free-to-play perspective, you can't maxing these guys out would not be feasible I would not be able to do them and do the SS Plus characters. So since the developers have made it clear that they're not going to be releasing any more SS characters, I will probably set 3 Sun as the limit that I go for the SS Plus characters, or I'm sorry, for the SS characters at 3 Sun. SS Plus will of course go max all the way to 5, but 2 and 3 Sun is probably what I'm going to max out my SSs. That's probably where I'll keep them at. Now, as you know, if there comes a time when there's a large spirit of space between the entrance of a new SS Plus character, yeah, then you can of course bring these guys up. But for right now, they're giving us new SS Plus characters at a fairly fast-paced clip. So there's really no need to actually worry about that at this point. So it doesn't look like they're going to let us set. I mean, they came out with Tang. After Tang, they came out. There was a pretty good space between Tang and between Bo. There was actually a pretty good space there. They announced her, but they didn't really have much for her. But I think that's because it fell right on the time of an event, so they wanted to sort of hold off a little bit. But the space between Bo and between Red was not very big at all. That happened pretty fast. So I that's why I was a little bit surprised yesterday, because Red wasn't in the actual she wasn't in here. Bo was in here for quite some time before they actually started giving us her in the events. Not the case with Rin. Rin just appeared at this morning. So, because I looked yesterday evening and she wasn't in here. But they said they were having an event for us, so I said, well, I guess she'll be in there tomorrow. And sure enough, she was. But, so that no leeway on that. And then the Facebook entry. This was so this crept up, but I'm glad it's there, and it's something that was definitely needed. Make sure you get in there and knock everything out. Complete events. I would buy most of that stuff inside the Soulmaster sale inside of there. You need to get the 20 shards for Bo and all the other stuff that you can use. SS and SS Plus experience points and NES shards, of course, are stuff that you need to level up the SSs and the SS Plus. So all that stuff in there is useful. So I would go ahead, and if you can, if you have enough diamonds, since I knew the event was coming, I held a little bit off on my diamonds. I didn't spend it on much other stuff because I knew I was going to be knocked down pretty good, and I was. I don't like to get down much below 10,000 if I don't have to, because after this event's over, they're going to have another event. Okay, it's not going to be an SS Plus event most likely, but it will be another SS, maybe a hidden weapon or a spirit soul or something, and they're going to offer you the shards for it, and you're going to need anywhere between 3,000 to 5,000 diamonds. So I like to keep, 10. Don't like to get below 10 if I don't have to, simply because if they throw something out there that's really important, because we've got a few things that we need to pick up. One of those is the actual, not the divine tool, but the hidden weapon. It's the actual SS Plus version. No, it's not there. Where's it at? It was the Eye of Terror. I think, yeah, it's the Eye of Terror. It is also something that we want to look at as well. I don't know where it's at actually. There, they've given us some of the shards, but we haven't got it. We haven't had enough to actually complete that yet. So I assume they're probably going to have the Eye of Terror event sometime very soon. Wouldn't surprise me if it comes out after the God of Angel, because we haven't seen much about it since the last event. It came out. They had the came out right around the half anniversary. But we haven't heard much about it yet since then. It's the SS Plus. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was an SS Plus. Yeah, I think it's SS Plus. Right here it is. Eye of Terror. So probably gonna see the next event and have a chance to get this. Okay. One of the things I want to see about this, I think it's going to be cool, is the fitting slots. I want to see if you can you'll probably be able to actually stick an SS in the fitting slot. That would be totally cool. But can't really see that yet because this is locked. So we have to wait until we can actually see it and actually purchase it before we can actually, summon it up before we can actually see. But it'd be cool if it actually does allow for SS to be fit inside of that. It might not. It might just be a regular S, just like everything else, because you can only, and the SSs, you can fit the S's in there. So it might be interesting to see, but that would be pretty cool if you could do that. I don't have an SS to stick in there right now that's open, unless you could like 3-tier, stick one of these SSs in there that already has the fit, so you have like 3 levels of hidden weapon. Would be pretty cool, but we'll have to see. So don't be surprised if that's the next event we get. Is for the Eye of Terror. So, and then you're going to need to purchase the 30 shards. So it could be anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 diamonds that you're going to need for that. So, and that'll, if that happens, it'll probably yeah, I might have it back up to 15,000 before that event hits. But it's difficult to tell. There are spaces where the diamonds are thin, and then there are spaces where the diamonds are plentiful. So you're always going to be able to, if you do your stuff, do your dailies every day, do the Heaven Do Festival every day. You're going to get the shards. You're going to get the diamonds that you need to progress through the game. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, God of Angels is up, so get in there and knock that out. All right, so remember to subscribe, guys, and click on that bell once you get notified each time I drop a video. Also remember to like and share the videos, as that does help the channel immensely. This is Kenrick coming at you from the corner, signing out.